Dear colleagues, this is not a happy day for me. I very regret the Brexit, which is now a reality, which will be a reality 31st of January at midnight. And I regret it for a lot of reasons. First of all, I lose friends, British friends, old allies, who were very good partners for us in the European Union. Second, this will weaken all of us. This will weaken UK. This will weaken the European Union. This will weaken especially nations like Flanders and other nations around the North Sea. We have very, very tense trade relations. I know that the slogan is now, we will make Britain global again, but I'm a little bit afraid that some of the British people forget that their biggest trade partner is the EU27. 43% of the British export is to the continent. Another 12% of the British export is to countries with which they have a trade relation, a free trade agreement via the European Union. And it will weaken us. We have a study, and I recommend you all to read it. We have a study of Professor Hilke van den Bulk of the University of Leuven on the Brexit impact. And the impact for the EU27 is depending of a soft, whether a hard Brexit, is 284,000 jobs that the continent will lose, up to 1.2 million in the case of a hard Brexit. It's a loss of 0.6% of the GDP of the European Union, up to 2.5% in the case of a no-deal Brexit, of a hard Brexit. For Flanders, it's even worse. It's up to 2.8% of our GDP. For the UK, it's a loss of 140,000 jobs, up to 526,000 jobs, 1.2% of GDP, up to 4.5% of GDP in the case of a hard Brexit. And there's not only trade, there's also a lot of other very, very tense relations. I refer to security, I refer to defense, I refer to R&D cooperation, university cooperation, Erasmus programs, cultural relations, personal ties, citizens working on the continent or the other way around, working in the United Kingdom. So there's a lot of ties between both of our partners. And now, colleagues, we have an orderly withdrawal, but we do not yet have an agreement on the future relationship with the third country. The UK will be a third country from the 1st of February on. And as colleague Hübner said, we only have 8 months. The mandate will be approved, will be endorsed in March, and the ratification will take 1 to 2 months. So we have only 8 months to have I hope, a very good free trade agreement with the United Kingdom. I think that the first objective should be to avoid a no-deal Brexit, to avoid a hard Brexit. This is really a disaster, an economic disaster for both of the partners. But to come to an FTA agreement with a totally level playing field, I'm afraid it will not be the case, or level playing, as much of level playing field as possible. 8 months is really a very short time. And then there's other fields of cooperation. Will we continue to cooperate in Horizon Europe? R&D is now a question of cooperation between countries, between knowledge centers, between universities. Will we continue to cooperate in Erasmus? It will need participation of the UK in our programs. payment also of the UK. There's a lot of other things to come to an agreement with the United Kingdom. So there's a lot of work to do, especially for the Parliament. I hope that we install a delegation. It will be a third country. We have delegations in the European Parliament with a lot of other countries. Why not with our neighbour? Why not a mission of AFCO to Westminster, also to follow up, and I hope that the Commission will inform us of the progress of the negotiations and the implementation of the withdrawal agreement. So finally, on my turn, I want to thank Mr. Barnier and his team. I want to thank you, Chairman, all the colleagues, and especially also the coordinator, Mr. Verhofstadt. For me and for a lot of colleagues, it's a very emotional moment, and I really hope that we can come to a very good relationship in the future.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bourgeois. Mrs. Anderson, you have the floor.